guys, Batman13 here, and this is my 700 subscriber special, how I paint my minifigures and sculpt them, etc. So guys, before I start this video up, I want to say thank you guys so much for 700 subscribers. It means the world to me that I have an audience like you guys, and it's just so awesome. I'm actually starting to get paid by YouTube now, which is great, and I'm just so thankful that I have an awesome audience like you guys who watch my videos every time I upload them. And yeah, so just thank you guys so much. I also got a package from N8 Customs back here in the background, and I will open that up in just a second before I start the video as well. Just because I don't really think I should do a whole unboxing about it, just because it's only one item. But yeah, so anyways, getting to this, what I'm going to show you guys is different techniques I use. I'm going to cover 4 subjects here. I'm going to cover sculpting, painting, metalwork, and e-tape work. Those 4 subjects I'm going to cover in this video, you know, like what I use to sculpt. I'm obviously going to do a different video for the chest sculpts, such as on this Batman figure, and on this Batman figure, and basically on every Batman figure ever made. The muscle sculpts and everything like that. That's a different video. That's a whole different subject for a different video I will cover in a different video, like I said. But this video, I have different figures here that represent different things. For the two Batmans here have sculpting on them, so that represents sculpting. Jango Fett has a little bit of sculpting on him, but you know, the Jango Fett and the clone are going to represent metalwork, and also there's different elements of e-tape on each figure, which is pretty good as well. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and just open this package real quick. I'm going to open this really fast, try and get it out of the way. I'm just going to cut this open because I'm cutting this open off cam, but yep, and then I have this to dump out, so I'll dump this out real quick and just show you guys what was in the package, just because I don't think it's really worth too much of a huge video about it. So I'm going to move these figures out of the way real quick just so I can get a cool little background going. So yeah, anyways, so the package here is, you know, has tissues on it, and it says, "Congrats, here is your prize." So that's what there's a little thing there. It just says, "Congrats, here's your prize." Anyways, it's covered in tissue paper, which is good packaging. I guess, I don't know, which is pretty good packaging, so thank you for the good packaging, and thank you N8 Customs for the contest prize. It means so much to me, and yeah, so I won first place in his contest, so thank you so much for that. It really means a lot to me. I'm going to unwound this minifigure. It's very good packaging. He taped up the tissue a little bit here, so I'm going to untape it, and yeah, so as I get the minifigure out, here he is. Here is the Scout Trooper right there. Looks pretty sick, so thank you so much for this custom. It's really great, all the work. Very good paint job. I really like this Scout Trooper, and it's very great. The armor here, it's made out of some pieces of metal, looks like. So and the pouches here are really great as well. He said he layered it with metal and stuff several times. So that looks really great, and the back looks amazing as well. The holster for the gun is made out of metal as well, looks like, and the boot's weathered. So that's really awesome. I'll put that in the background there. So thank you so much for that prize. I'm really thankful that you could ship that out as soon as possible. Thank you so much for that, N8 Customs. Shout out to him. Down the description down below, go visit N8 Customs channel down the description down below. So anyways, getting into the actual video you guys are here for, I'm going to start off with sculpting. So sculpting, I'm going to cover first, and I have a like half of a chest here. I'm going to take another piece of clay right here, and how I do chests, I will cover this more in depth in a different video, but basically I'll sculpt like a circle, and I'll just kind of measure it a little bit and just kind of round it right here. So I'm going to kind of round it, and also you could do this with different girl figures as well, but I'm just going to cover guys because most of my audience is a male audience anyway. So yeah, so there we go. There is somewhat of a chest going there. I mean, it doesn't look perfect, but hey, I mean, nobody's perfect, emphasized with the 2 seconds that I just had. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of carve into this. So there's kind of how I do my chest. Is just kind of smooth it out with your finger and just kind of smooth everything out like that. And then do the armor. I'm going to kind of make a little armor design. I'll do like a Nightwing logo, I guess you guys could say. And basically I use this tool right here, which is actually what I use to do my lines as well. That'll stay in the shot. And it has a point right here. It's kind of like a metal pencil almost. It has like a pencil design looking thing and just no eraser. But it actually has like this really fine tip here. I don't know where this is. I don't know where I got this from my grandfather's house. No lie, I was just cleaning my grandfather's house up, and I found this. It has a really great tip to it, and yes, that's kind of what I use. I'm going to just go ahead and just kind of carve in here a little line. I guess I'll just make it look a little Nightwing logo looking thing here. So just a little Nightwing, kind of not exactly a perfect Nightwing logo, but kind of carve it in there. Smooth out the edges as I'm going on, just so I don't have any bumps or anything like that. Just kind of smooth it out as I go, and just kind of go with it. And I'm gonna keep going with this again. Keep smoothing it out as you go on. It really helps the figure. And then do the little other pieces there as well. Obviously, if I was doing a Nightwing torso, I would definitely not sculpt it. I would just paint it on. But just for the purpose of this video, just show you guys how I kind of would carve it on. There you go. There's kind of a little Nightwing logo thing, looking thing there. If you guys can see that there, some shadow on that. My lights are really bright right now, but Figures is kind of this. There we go. It's getting darker. There you go. So I carved that little Nightwing image in there. So it looks pretty good. Anyways, that's how I do paint. That's how I do sculpting. So that's the sculpting thing out of the way. Now we can move on to the next subject, which is metalwork. And basically I have a bunch of these hole punches out here, if I can grab one. Yeah, so I have a bunch of hole punches here, and how I do my clone armor is I just take a sanding block right here, which is just a dot, and I just sand it down to an oval shape. I'm actually gonna try and do as much of an oval shape as possible in this video, because in my opinion, the clone armor is more of a not metal, but more of a oval than it is a circle. So again, just take a sanding block and just sand down that little hole punch I made there. So this is more of like an oval shape now. If you guys can see that there, more of an oval shape. As you guys can see, I mean, obviously I could perfect that so many more times, and that's like a terrible representation, but to be quick, that's as fast as I can go and do that in like the 5 seconds that I had available. So anyways, the paints I use, going on to the next section, which is going to be let's move on to paint. So what I use to paint is this Target brand paint. Here is a brown, for example. It's called Handmade Modern, and basically the tops kind of look like that. This is kind of what the bottles look like. I got it from Target. It's a Target brand paint. Whether you guys might think it is or not. They have so many different colors. They have metallics, like this one, you know, like silver, all that kind of stuff. They have brown, and the one I use the most, not blue, they have blue. The one I use the most is black. So I got a big old jar of black. You know, here's the comparison bottle size. That'll stay in the shot. There we go. There's like a comparison right there of the two looking things. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I paint. First of all, how I get a smooth surface. How I go and get it very smooth looking. At least I think I have a smooth surface on customs. And what I do to that is a trick I use. And you basically want to do this. You just add water to your mixture. I dip it in my jar of water here just so I can get what I use to clean up my brushes when I'm done. So yeah, I have, man, my desk is getting really messy. But yeah, dip it in the paint while there's a little bit of water on it. So dip it in a little paint, mix it. I'm actually mixing it right now. And when you mix it, I would choose to use a paper plate. I'm using a paper plate right now. So make sure it's very liquidy and just a very loose kind of paint. People use paint thinner and stuff like that, but I use this. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of paint on this torso right here. Not on the clay, of course, but I'm going to just kind of paint right there and show you guys how smooth a surface can be. My black is not acting very cooperative today, but you know, just kind of show you guys how smooth I can make it. I could if I had more time, but just kind of when there's water and mixture with the paint, I use acrylic paint, by the way, which is the best paint to use for Lego. But yeah, so there you go. There's a little representation of how smooth it is. Obviously, there's some brush strokes, but that's pretty smooth to me. There's no rough lines or anything like that. It's just a very smooth look to it, which is great, which is what you want. So yeah, I'll take off this chest sculpt right now, because I'm not actually going to use that. I'll take off the painting right here, because I'm going to use this torso for something else, I think. Probably like a flash or some kind of minifigure. Anyways, moving on to weathering. Now, you really want to make sure that your paintbrush is super dry. This is how I dry brush, and make sure you get a little bits of that there. So right now I have a brush right here. This is kind of what I use to weather. I also will use a different tool. I can't, oh, here it is, which is a piece of another paintbrush which broke off, but it has a very dry, bristly, sharp bristle kind of effect, and that's how I do weathering on guns. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Take this little piece here. Make sure you just have a very rough paintbrush, and don't do this to your best paintbrush. I would recommend doing it to some other kind of paintbrush. Anyways, I'm going to weather something. I'm going to just weather this this standard bowcaster piece, and what I basically am going to do is just kind of dip it in my gunmetal paint, because if you guys have gunmetal paint, I would choose to use that. Again, rub it off in some kind of paper towel or some kind of surface. Rub as much paint as you can, get that off, and just go to town with this. Now what I do is I kind of spike it. You just want to kind of spike it, make it focus. There you go, and just spike it along the area here, and just get that that nice feel to it, and just get a very nice weather roughness to it, I guess you guys could say. Again, just keep dipping it in the paint as you go. If you need more paint, you can do that. But yeah, so just kind of keep going along the edges and be more rough around the edges of different areas. So that's kind of how I do that. If I can stay in focus, just kind of spike it, you know, not just be rough with it. Be really rough with it. You want to make it look big. You want to make it look like this thing has been through battle, been through everything, and just been used. So that's what you really want to make it look like. There you go. That's how I weather, and that's how I get that chipped metal look and all that kind of stuff. So I think it looks pretty dope right there. That's how I weather, and it's very simple. Not a lot of people know how simple this is. This is very simple. It's not hard at all. And yeah, moving on to the next topic, which is electrical tape. And basically how I do electrical tape is you want to take a piece of electrical tape off, obviously peel one off. I already did that ahead of time, and I folded it on itself. I kind of just put one piece on top of another, and there you go. Put both sticky sides so you have the smooth surface on both sides. Put sticky side on touching each other, so you have the sticky part of the electrical tape connecting to one another, and just so you have smooth sides on both sides. Very simple itself. So I'm going to cut out just a little triangle here out of this electrical tape and show you guys how I get, like, just say a triangle, to have like a triangle that looks identical and make it all symmetrical. And so you cut out one piece of triangle that when you fold the electrical tape over on itself or something like that, like I just showed you before, then you should have one piece of triangle, just one little triangle. I mean, not a perfect triangle, of course, but there you go, just a little triangle. And you want to take your thumbtack or whatever. I would choose to use a thumbtack or something, and just stab the seam and try to get the seam and break it open. And just try to break the seam open, and then peel the electrical tape off of itself. Now it's going to be a little hard because both sides are sticky, so it's going to be a little hard, but I kind of am doing it as fast as possible here because it's very hard to do. But if you guys can do it, then it is very worth it. And yeah, so now I have both triangles there. I don't know if I did that on camera or not, but now I have two triangles that look somewhat alike, that look pretty much identical. I mean, they are identical because they were cut out of the same shape and stuff. So that's how I make stuff look identical. And that's the video, guys. That's how I make my customs. That's how I do stuff as best as I can explain it. Again, I want to say a huge thank you to NA Customs for shipping this to me. It's a great figure. I love it. It's a great figure. Go check out his channel, like I said in the intro. Please go check out his channel. He makes some awesome customs. It's a great channel. He's a really great customizer. And yeah, so please go check out the description down for other links. Second channel, Instagram's down in the description down below. I don't post anything on there, but you know, I will try to post some things soon. But yeah, that's how I paint my minifigures. Hopefully you guys stuck through this video. Like I said in the intro, thank you guys so much for 700 subscribers. It means so much to me. None of you guys are taken for granted. It means so much to me, so thank you guys so much for that. I'm really just so thankful that I have an audience as awesome as you guys. So thank you guys so much for that. I'm gonna try and move around some stuff, but thank you guys so much for all the subscribers and all the views and everything like that. I'm so happy that I have this opportunity to reach out to people and show people what I do best, which is customizing minifigures. And I hope you guys learned something from this video too. By all means, this is not a tutorial video. This is just how I do stuff and how I do minifigures. I will do more tutorials in depth on the chests and muscle sculpts, so something like this figure, and stuff like that. Also, just everything like that. I would try to cover as many things as possible. But yeah, so that's pretty much how I paint minifigures and sculpt minifigures and do metal work and electrical tape work. I try to cover as much stuff as possible. Sorry if I couldn't cover everything. Again, I'll try to cover more things in depth, like the chest sculpts and other things like that. So please comment down below what tutorials you guys want to see from me next and what kind of videos you guys want to see from me. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did enjoy, visit, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.